Good afternoon. Welcome to the TheoTrade afternoon video. I'm Blake Young. Today is May 7th, 2026, and we're going to talk about the next move in the markets. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about the fact that we created what is called a bearish cluster on the market forecast and the warning of the Chaikin being highly overextended. When Mac and I were talking yesterday, I said this is a major warning. There's no buyers left and lighter volume. In addition to that, we had a bearish cluster at the peak. Now, you can take those trades and say, therefore, I'm going to go short. And you would have made a little bit of money today, about 0.4% on the move in the S&P futures, which would be a good trade. However, if you want the confirmation, we go back to that bearish cluster and wait till it clears the low of that bearish cluster day. So we need it to clear yesterday's low for a confirmed sustained downtrend, at least based off of that rule set. The fact that we're coming back inside the 2 standard deviations after being up there for about a month on the money flow, the accumulation distribution that is provided by the Chaikin money flow, that reversal is also the warning that we've now probably done all the bullish moves that we can get here. One of the things we're seeing, though, is in sectors today, every single sector was down. That's also confirmation to what we're talking about. Crude was up, gold was up, the dollar was up, and every single sector closed down today. Another major warning. Tomorrow is non-farm payroll, and so we might see some additional sentiment around there telling us that we are looking for a bigger pullback than what we've seen. Technology has lifted us to a new record high today as far as XLK is concerned. The bearish cluster was way back here, so a long way from confirming it, but definitely showing some weakness at the top. What we are seeing is we're seeing financials are continuing to sell off, healthcare is continuing to sell off, and industrial and basic materials, a lot of the things that are core to the overall economy are continuing to slide, and we've seen major drops. If we look into basic materials today, basic materials have fallen down and are dropping all the way down into this oversold area, but that is a massive engulfing candle. We traded to a new temporary high and traded all the way back down about 2% from high to low. Another indication that we've probably reached a peak, at least economically. Whether the markets all fall or not, that is another major warning for us in basic materials. Financials have not broke through the horizontal support, but still appear to be building up pressure to the downside. Individual stocks inside the space are very bearish, and we want to be looking for specific trades, not just the ETF. And one thing you'll find that even though we've talked about consumer finance companies like Capital One Financial, Ally, Klarna, and Affirm, they're pushing down to get ready for the next bearish trade. We've talked about short call verticals in here. We've talked about that with the weakness in the consumer credit companies, but we're seeing it in other financials as well. See, lower highs are there. Not as strong of a breakdown on Ally. But look at the big banks. Wells Fargo has created a full set of lower highs and lower lows. I actually gave you a monkey bar signal here and have broken through this support level here. Wells Fargo looks like it's going to go try for 75. That's an opportunity to take short call verticals and collect premium, or take a directional put trade, or simply sell the stock short in a company like Wells Fargo. JPM is right at support. I would like to see it get through 304 before I take a position into JP Morgan. And USB is doing something very similar, it kind of rolling down. And if it breaks through 55, I'm looking for a drop at least to 52, if not potentially all the way down to 50, and looking for a 10% drop in the banks. But if the banks are not lending, it's going to be even more difficult for the companies that want to lend the money, or the people that require excessive lending for their product. One such company would be also Blackstone with the private credit that they carry. And not only are we likely continuing this downtrend on a break below 121, or if you want a little extra confirmation through 118, we're rolling over on the market forecast. We're through the zero line in the average. The pressure is building to continue selling off and return back to potentially the annual lows all the way down at 101.50. So we could see a 15 to 20% drop in companies like Blackstone. If we see these companies continue to fall, sectors like healthcare and consumer staples and utilities that have been knocked down recently are likely to stabilize here. Not time to stabilize yet. We haven't seen it base out yet, but we did have a bullish cluster back here on healthcare in general. I don't see it as the timing there, but I'm going to tell you we are going to be watching healthcare, utilities, and staples, especially if financials and basic materials and industrials continue to slide. Staples is holding up and been able to maintain while everything else has been going lower. I still like the staples. We've already talked about these in the past weeks, but I would just be looking to time additional individual positions into consumer staples over the next day or two. And yesterday I talked about letting utilities continue to fall down into this area, and we are about there. So today, maybe at the close, or tomorrow, if we bounce out of this or stabilize through here, I will start looking for short puts in individual names in utilities for the next bullish positions while we continue to look to fade financials, industrials, basic materials, and potentially the broad market in general. All of that could be accelerated or calmed down depending on what non-farm payroll reports tomorrow. And you can see that non-farm payroll is expected to be a major slowdown, going from 178,000 previously new jobs to only 65. If this misses and drops below 65, then the market hasn't priced it in, and we could be really looking at some damage being done. Generally speaking, you want to see near 200,000 jobs just to truly be absorbing the growth of that financial market, or I should say the labor market. And the last piece of the story we're going to talk about is gold and a hedge against inflation. We know that inflation is still there. Average hourly earnings are expected to rise in the report tomorrow. And if we're seeing inflation, this could be higher lows after this pullback. And so we might be looking at higher highs, higher lows through here. And we could see gold continue up to 5,200. That's my target for gold if we can clear the highs. So 5,200 on the way up. That would be looking for an additional 15% roughly increase in gold prices. And if we're looking at gold to hedge out inflation, that should also be a little bit of a warning for the rest of the market, while also helping out on a gold position if you're interested in trading precious metals. There's a lot of opportunities, and we probably will be able to set these trades up shortly after the open, after things have calmed down, and after we can digest the data that comes from non-farm payroll. Thank you for watching, everybody, and join me again next week.